Right, great day out there today. Probably our best practice that we've had all preseason camp. It was a phenomenal energy, excitement, focus. Got to do better from a pre-snap penalty standpoint. Way too many of those, offsides, false starts, things like that. But the physicality, the intent, the focus, the energy was awesome from start to finish. Got some great situational work in. Did some end of the game scenarios, 2-minute, 4-minute, get the ball back, all kinds of different things that come up during a game. So awesome from that standpoint. Injury-wise, you guys were out there. Everybody you saw that wasn't practicing, none of them are long-term. Hopeful for all of them to be back by the first game, and if it's not, shortly thereafter. Rick Sandage was not out there. He had a little lower body injury the other day in the scrimmage. He may be out a little bit longer, but it's nothing season ending, and hope to see him back out there soon. He's in great spirits right now, and we'll be back really soon. And then I'm sure the big topic of conversation is the new quarterback that was out there. Zeb Noland was practicing with us today, as you saw. I've known Zeb for a long time. He arrived here in June as a graduate assistant coach with eligibility still remaining. So as a graduate assistant, you're able to practice with the team, and that's what he did today. I saw Zeb 2018, Oklahoma, and Kyler Murray and CeeDee Lamb and Marquise Hollywood Brown, and that squad that we had there in 2018 rolled into Ames, Iowa, and had a shootout against Zeb Noland and the Iowa State Cyclones. I think it was 37-27 or something like that. Back and forth game. Zeb's dad's a high school coach over in Georgia. Known him for a long time. He transferred from Iowa State, went to North Dakota State. He was Trey Lance's backup, the first-round pick of the 49ers. He's got great experience. And most importantly, he has played in a football game a heck of a lot more recent than anybody else on this team. North Dakota State had a spring football season in the playoffs. Obviously, they typically go a long way in the playoffs. So while our guys were going through spring practice, Zeb was actually playing in games. This is something that we've been talking about, the possibility of potentially doing for a while. It wasn't like we weren't discussing it before Luke got hurt. We were, just from a depth standpoint. It's not a reflection of our quarterback room at all. Fact of the matter is, I would say most college football programs in the country, I don't know, I haven't called every single program, but I can't imagine any of them are practicing with only 3 quarterbacks right now. I know last year at Oklahoma at this time, I think we had 6 practicing. I know before that when we were at Georgia, we had well over 3. Most teams are going to have anywhere from 5 to 6 to 7 guys out there right now. So I don't want to make Dakereon Joyner play full-time quarterback. And I'm not going to ask Colton, Connor, and Jason to be the only 3 quarterbacks that we have out there, and one, risk having their arms fall off because they're throwing the ball so much. 2, we do a lot of work, as you guys have seen, on 2 different fields, where we've got half the team working on one field and half the team working on the other field, meaning there's going to be multiple quarterbacks on both fields. And when you only have 3, that's kind of hard to do. And wanted to help those guys out from a physical standpoint. And at the end of the day, one of the core values of this program is competition. And this is an opportunity to continue to increase the competition on this team and in the quarterback room as well, and then have a chance to make the team better. I think he's a great resource for our young quarterbacks right now. He's played in a lot more football games as a starting quarterback than probably all of them combined at the college level. And Zeb and I talked about this, that if we do this, he wants to be a great resource for Luke, who's still basically a freshman, and Connor and Colton and JB and whatnot. So he's been meeting and working with the receivers and Coach Stepp ever since he got here. So he's familiar with the offense. He's familiar with the guys on the team. This is not a situation where we're desperate for quarterbacks. It's not like I walked around the corner to the Budweiser distributorship and went to the loading dock and asked if any of those guys played high school quarterback, or went down to 5 Points and was at a bar last night seeing if anybody was a high school quarterback. We're not in that situation. We've got somebody here on our team that can help us and increase the competition in the quarterback room. Nothing has been promised to anyone. I told Zeb, I've told the quarterbacks that he's going to come in here and he's going to compete like everyone else. And if he deserves the opportunity to play and can help us win football games, he will. And if he can't, he won't. And that's what I've told him. That's what I've told the quarterbacks. And, frankly, I'll be honest with you, you wonder how that's going to go over with the team and things like that. It couldn't have been better. We told the team this morning, I met with some of the leaders or some of the older guys on defense at 7 a.m. this morning, linebackers, defensive backs, and defensive linemen, and talked to them about it and told them what I was thinking about. And they were all 1,000,000% on board. I called in some of the older receivers and tight ends to make sure they were, understood where I was coming from and what we were doing, and they were great. And then we told the team in the meeting this morning, and it was pretty cool. So we made them aware that Zeb is now, a player. He's not the graduate assistant that's down in the locker room, trying to go be back and forth. He's all in with the players. The first question I got in the team meeting this morning, we're doing like a kind of a freshman newcomer talent show / skit on Wednesday night, and one of the freshmen wanted to make sure that Zeb was going to be a part of that since he's one of the newcomers as a player. So they totally wrapped their arms around him and are all for him. And again, let's not act like he's not not rusty and things like that. It has been a few months since he's played, and he's got to get in shape. He was in the weight room at 6 a.m. with me this morning. I was in there working out, and he was in there working out, trying to get himself in shape, and then he'll do everything else that our players are doing from that standpoint. But that's kind of where we are right now, and excited for the rest of the day, and excited where things go from that standpoint. So just wanted to update you guys on that one, and we can go from there. Yeah, Dave.
Shano, how was E.J. Jenkins? Was he out there today?
EJ's not. EJ's got a personal issue he was taking care of, but expect him back soon.